Consider someone in your life who's easy to talk with. Conversation just flows. You seem to understand each other easily, even in newer relationships. They get you, and well, you get them. Don't you wish it was that easy with everyone? Now, consider someone else in your life who is difficult to communicate with. Probably feels like you're at odds with each other. They misunderstand you, and you don't really understand why they say certain things either. It takes more energy to have even a simple conversation with them, and both of you are frustrated. Have you ever wished that you could talk confidently with anyone about any topic, even the gnarly ones, gnarly topics, and yes, gnarly people? DISC is a powerful tool to help you be the type of smooth communicator you've always wanted to be. If you've already completed your DISC assessment and received your report, you can follow along in the pages, but for this short video, it's not required. We're going to break down the DISC model so you can start using it right away to have smoother conversations with all the people in your life. You want to be successful in work, personal, relationships, romance, adventures. You want to be successful in all areas of your life, right? Yes. Yes, of course you do. And you realize that how well you interact with other people determines much of your ability to be successful. Yes, nod your head yes. Or write yes down. You have goals, intentions, ideas. Imagine enjoying those achievements, those ideas, those experiences, those relationships that you really want. To make those happen, you may need to learn how to more effectively relate, communicate, influence, and motivate others. Enter DISC. The DISC model is based on the work of Carl Gustav Jung, and in 1921, his book, Psychological Types, he recognized that people can be divided into four main styles. Therefore, we have four quadrants and four primary styles in this DISC model. This is from Extended DISC. It's important to note that none of the styles is better or worse than any others. All styles can be successful in any roles, all styles can be successful in all roles, jobs, circumstances, etc. And most everyone is a blend of two or three styles, although everyone has their one primary style. There are 4 steps to making the most of Extended DISC. The first is understanding how people are different, understanding that I am wired naturally a little bit more differently than you are wired, and vice versa. I mean, that goes on and on. People are different. 2, developing confident self-awareness. That's partly what this report is all about. 3, learning to identify the styles, the likely primary styles of other people. And 4, modifying behavior based on the other person's style. Okay, those 4 steps is pretty simple. All right, then we have this concept of superheroes. All right, so superheroes. What? Which superhero attributes do you bring to the table? Given your primary communication, leadership, and behavioral style, which superhero attributes do you resonate with most? Okay, we have our D. They're more task-oriented and active. Our dominant, people who are high in the D, we might call them the divisive driver. They thrive on action and achievement. They cut through the confusion, they make quick decisions, and they motivate others to move faster. Their superpowers might include fast decision-making, unstoppable drive, commanding leadership, laser focus on results, and risk-taking bravery. Next, we have those who are active and people-oriented, primarily high I styles. Their superhero avatar may be called the inspiration icon, and they thrive on connection, creativity, and contagious positivity. They rally others around ideas, bring energy to teams, and spark collaboration wherever they go. Their superpowers may include boundless enthusiasm, cheerful optimism, magnetic communication, idea generation, and emotional intelligence. Next, we have our S, who are people-oriented and a bit reserved. This is going to make more sense as I'm saying these things in a moment. The steady guardian. They bring calm, consistency, and compassion to every situation. They are the quiet strength that holds teams together. They're dependable, loyal, and deeply caring. Their superpowers may include empathy and loyalty, patience under pressure, a team-oriented nature, consistency and reliability, and supportive communication. And last but not least, we have those high in the C attributes, or C style, who are more reserved and more task-oriented, and their superhero avatar may be called Captain Calculated. And Captain Calculated brings clarity and accuracy to every situation. They thrive on facts, frameworks, and flawless execution, turning uncertainty into order and chaos into consistency. Their superpowers may include the analytical thinking, system mastery, accuracy and objectivity, consistency and control, and quality assurance. Now, we need every primary style, and we need every one of these superhero avatars in order to be successful on teams and in families, for projects especially. So think about what you bring to the table. Which superhero did you resonate with most? And if you took the report, you already know your primary style. So we're moving through these 4 steps pretty quickly. Understanding that people are wired differently. People are different. 2, confident self-awareness. Now you know a little bit more about yourself. And now 3, we're going to identify the quick and dirty version. We're going to identify someone else's primary style. What is most likely, with 2 questions. The first is, are they more reserved or are they more active? Do they kind of hang back? Do they observe a little bit more what's going on? Or are they walking fast, talking fast, more action mode? Okay, so that's the first question. The second question is, are they more task-oriented or do they tend to be more people-oriented? So are they more honed into a computer or a book, more into the getting the one thing done, or are they more what's going on around them? Are they more social? Do they like to talk it out? Okay, so the answers to those 2 questions tell you essentially what someone's primary style probably is. So if they are more task-oriented and active, they're likely a high D. If they are more active and people-oriented, they are likely a high I. If they are more people-oriented and reserved, they are likely a high S. And if they are more reserved and task-oriented, they are likely a high C. Then you can adjust your approach, your communication style, your way of presenting the message, the energy that you bring, the nonverbals and the verbals that you bring to that conversation, so you can be a smooth communicator with max influence. You're going to use your powers for good, right? Yes. And I'm going to leave you with 2 other things that I strongly recommend. In addition to DISC, specifically extended DISC, I recommend putting into practice the Platinum Rule. You've heard of the Golden Rule, right? Maybe you've heard of the Platinum Rule. So the Golden Rule essentially says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Whereas the Platinum Rule says, do unto others as they want done unto them. So treat others as you would like to be treated. That's the Golden Rule. Treat others as they want to be treated. That's the Platinum Rule. Makes sense, right? You're going to adjust and adapt your approach to that conversation to what they prefer, their natural wiring, their likely primary style, especially using the many, many pages in the report that help you do specifically that. So you can turn to the page that has the primary style of that person, and you can prepare for a couple of minutes with the type of conversation that you're going to have, the type of person that you're going to have, and therefore these particular things are how I can tell you you can have any kind of conversation on any kind of topic with any kind of person and have it go well, not make enemies, have it go smoothly. So I'm going to leave you with this last framework that I strongly recommend to help you prepare for whatever that conversation is coming up. Because there are 4 questions you're going to ask yourself. I know, lots of self-awareness, lots of questions. These are the last 4, I promise. All right, so this is a quick framework for how to prepare for a conversation. 1, you're going to ask yourself, what do I really want to see happen as a result of this conversation or this communication event? 2, how do I want them to feel? Okay, now that's usually completely neglected. And you want to think about from their perspective, how do they want to feel? We're going to apply that platinum rule, right? So how do you want them to feel? And then you're going to just tweak it a little bit more. How do they probably want to feel? Respected, supported, understood. You know, sometimes it's really basic stuff. We just don't really consider it before we start blabbing, right? And then we have the 3rd question. What do I want them to know? This is usually the only thing we spend any time on. And then the 4th one is, what do I want them to do? So if you want them to do something differently, you want to ask specifically for what you want to see from them or what you need help with or whatever, right? These 4 questions are magic. This is a magic formula or the WOW formula, and it works. Those key elements will help you be successful in all your endeavors, in all of your intentions, your experiences, your relationships, your achievements, the things that you really want out of your life. When you apply DISC and you understand a little bit more about yourself and how you're wired, you understand how other people are naturally wired, and you adjust your communication style to match how they are likely to understand things by using the platinum rule, putting yourself in their shoes and adjusting to how they probably want it, and using that 4-step WOW formula to help you see how to help them feel a certain way, how to give them the information they need, how to help them take that next step. And it is magical.